Yo. Right, good morning. Hope you can hear me. I'm down with the kids, and I don't mean I'm some kind of fashionable hipster. I'm just spending time with these adorable little pygmy goats, and I've arranged for Ruth to bring some milk down in a short while, and we can see them having the breakfast. So hope you're well. Happy Mother's Day, and I know Mother's Day is not everyone's favourite day, because not everyone's got one, and it's a day to celebrate and rejoice if you have, and to think and appreciate the sacrifices made for with lots of brilliant mums out there who are both here and not here. So you know what I mean. It's a day of mixed emotions. So, but the only emotion in here right now is one of playing and delight and cuteness and happiness. So yeah, good morning. And they've all got different little personalities, these guys. You know, they literally have. And I've watched them since they were a day or two old, and I know the bold ones, and they're all bold now, but they weren't always bold. You know, that creamy coloured one is the boss, and then that whitey one is the second boss, and then that blue and white one is the third boss, and then that little brown one is the timid soul, and then this one is super cute, aren't you? Hey? Super cute, but they're all super cute. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fabulous day. So yeah. So what are you up to? Are you going out for a meal? Are you going for a walk? Are you visiting a farm? What are your plans for Mother's Day and for this Sunday, which at the moment is a little bit blustery, but it's dry, it's fine, and I think it's going to get better. And I think the forecast for the next sort of 10, 14 days is excellent. You know, it's weather for turning lambs out. So that's firmly in our mind at the moment. We've got some shearing done yesterday. You might say, why are you shearing sheep at this time of year? Well, they've had the fleeces on a long time, and they'll do a lot better without them. So it's just a matter of getting them sheared, getting them acclimatised to the temperature, because obviously there's an abrupt change in temperature. We need to give them time for the skin to thicken, because that's how they regulate the heat, the thickness of the skin. And if you want to share this goat cuteness with your pals, your Facebook community, give us a share now. So share to share. So you might think, what's that idiot doing sat there with a load of goats? Well, I'm just waiting. Ruth's on her way down with some milk bottles. We're going to watch him have the breakfast. I think David might be calling in to see us, and then we will make our way around the rest of the farm. My arm's getting tired, so I'm going to swap arms. So yeah, these are my little pals. So the story behind, I suppose, a bit of an update as well on the little guy. I'm afraid the little guy didn't make it. He didn't survive beyond yesterday evening, and which is a massive blow, because I'd sort of set my heart on rearing him, and obviously when you've made, you know, we'd celebrated his fighting spirit, hadn't we, and what have you. But I think ultimately the hill was too high for him to climb. I think he was too premature. I don't think the lungs were well enough developed. He never settled into what I would call an acceptable rhythm of breathing. But we absolutely genuinely did our best, and he did his best. And on some occasions it's just not to be. But on this occasion, with these five, who were in a similar position, you know, some of these were looking, you know, in a perilous. Here we go. In a perilous state, and but we, you know, sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not. But these were full term. I think that's the difference. The little guy was very, very premature, and I think when you're dealing with premature babies, and there'll be people out here watching. Oh, hello. People out here watching who will nurse premature babies, and you know, and I know I don't claim to be you know, they've got all the equipment, haven't they? And they know exactly what they're monitoring, and we're working on instinct, aren't we? And the instinct was always it was going to be an uphill battle. But you always give it a go, because we've reared them before from similar positions. I just think you need that bit of luck. You know, I think another 2 or 3 days in the womb and it might have been different. But this is a sweet little thing, isn't it? Hey, are you after my glasses? Flipping heck, they'll need a clean. Hello. Hello. I think people would probably quite like to do this, wouldn't they? Goat yoga. Could that be a thing at Cannon Hall Farm? Oh. So yeah, that's the update on the little guy. Unfortunately, he didn't make it, and like I said, not without all our absolutely best efforts. So that's a blow. Lambings continued to go on apace. Lots going overnight. Thank you to Kate and to Ruth for working, you know, unsociable hours for the benefit of the farm. We appreciate that very much, and we appreciate the fact. I appreciate the fact that I was able to go to sleep last night for the first time in a long time, knowing I didn't have to wake up to check the cameras, and that was the best sleep I've had in a long time, and I feel much better for it. I mean, I was still up at 4:30. I only had 5 hours, but it were 5 good hours. You know, sometimes 5 good hours is better than 8 to 10 fitful ones. Oh my God! Oh, it's broken the flipping string. Oh wait, I'm in a right tack in here. Has it broken it or just come off? Oh, it's just come off. It's all right. It's not end of world. So I'm getting marauded here, aren't I? So these are a band of brothers and sisters who've been thrown together in a time of adversity for them, because they're all either rejected, lost their mums, mums couldn't feed them, so they're orphans, rejected, undernourished, and they've all been selected by Charlotte and Amy. I said to them, look, keep an eye on them goats, and anything that's not thriving, bring it down to me. I set a little, Dad and Kieran set a little pen up in one of Dad's outhouses in the garden, and we fed them every 4 hours. And it took a little while to get them going, but now, dare we say that they're drinking like Dave on a Friday night. And, you know, they really are champion. So let's just see if I can resurrect my glasses. So 1,600 people. I suppose we're a bit earlier, aren't we, than we have been. You know, with the clocks changing last night, has everyone remembered that the clocks have changed? I can hear a JCB, so maybe David's on his way, unless it might be Will. I'm going to put my glasses in my pocket, so I don't think I'm going to be able to wear them well. Oh, hello. You're my favourite. That's my favourite, that one. That's a little sensitive soul. That one took a lot of teaching to drink, so will always be my favourite. This one is... Oh, my God. Oh, gosh. This one's the bossy one, the pushy one. But I like them all a lot. But this little... She's really meek and mild, that one. Yeah. They've heard someone outside. Give hope. Give hope. Give hope. Oh my goodness me. That's a bossy one as well. That blue one. So that's bossy. That's bossy, that one. That's Bossy Britches. That's Bossy Boots. And that's Bossy Britches, Bossy Boots. And that one's... I don't know. That one's the boss. Because that is the boss, that one. It's one that it pushes in to drink first. Yeah. But they're certainly friendly, aren't they? Yeah, they are. It's found me zip, haven't you? Eh? You found me zip. Eh? Oh, goodness me. Oh. Give up, you rascal. They found me boots. So, David and Ruth should be here soon. I'm going to bring some milk down. It's going to take me my string off because this string is in danger. Put my glasses on. No string. And we should be alright. I'll put my string in my pocket. David thinks I'm the most uncool person wearing that string around my glasses, but I just need to be able to see. And if I don't have it around my glasses, I forget where they've gone. Judy says, morning Rob, this is a lovely sight. 1,700 people watching. If your Facebook community would like to see these guys, I'm not something in a tinkle. That's my favourite, that one. Have the breakfast. Give us a share now. David and Ruth are on the way down. Caramel, says Marianne. And Kate came up with good names last night, says Kathleen. And Sharon says hungry baby. So Kate must have done a supporters broadcast last night from here then, right? That makes sense. Now the names make sense. Julie says it passed away. That must be the little guy. Very sorry to bring bad news about the little guy. I'd much rather have brought good news that he'd taken a step forward, but unfortunately he didn't. And you know, I think by yesterday morning, I was less and less optimistic. And as the day went on, it became less and less optimistic. So here is Ruth. Here is the wagon driver extraordinaire. I've been chuckling to myself about that.
What? Why?
Wagon, and David saying that I could drive a wagon, and I'd love to get some kind of competition going.
What? So that we're against you.
I think David just likes the idea of a big cooked breakfast and big bars of chocolate, and the open road with a horn that hoots loudly.
Air horn.
Yeah. Did you have one of them, Ruth?
We weren't allowed them.
Were you?
No, Derek didn't like them.
Oh, right.
If I had me and my dad did.
Right. So was your dad a wagon driver?
He was.
Oh, right. So that all makes sense again.
Yeah, he did all and whatnot.
Right. So Ruth's dad, before he passed away, Ruth promised him that she'd learn to be a wagon driver. So that was I'll tell you what I do, Ruth. I'll lift it. Only way I can find to do them at the moment successfully is to lift them up and do them one at a time. In fact, just pass us that, Ruth. I'll see if I can do one from here. Come on. Oh, you've got them on. So yeah. So we're talking about driving the JCB yesterday, and that Ruth had, is a perfectly efficient driver, but not quite as fast as the boys. Is that fair, Ruth?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want it that much.
No.
I go on it.
Yeah. I just think there's a. There we are.
I just don't. I mean, everybody races round on it. So.
Mm-hmm.
Not that they're unsafe. It's just that they're quicker than me. They do it every day.
Yeah. So Ruth's saying if she did it more, she'd be just as quick as them lads, and I'm sure she would. So Sue says, good morning, Farmer Rob. Lovely way to start the morning playing with the kids. 1,800 people watching. These little kids have the breakfast. So I'm doing this darker face one, Ruth, and I'll give it a good third of a bottle.
Yeah.
And it's stolen a march on rest, because all the rest haven't realised I've got a bottle of ale. Bossy Boots is here. He's a bit of a bossy, that one. The whiter ones are... oh, look, he's forced her on. So she's had a quarter. We're back again, aren't we now? Samantha says, morning, Ruth. Christine says, morning, Ruth. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
It is.
To mothers out there everywhere. Rosemary says, morning, Ruth. And Victoria Wood says Farmer Ruth needs a HGV horse box for the shires and the foals.
Oh, I want to show the wagon.
That would be
Take
something, wouldn't it?
everything out. And you no need to worry about accommodation then as well.
You can sleep in your wagon, yeah.
I'm not just fighting to get accommodation.
Jean says hello. Ruth, see that one's just had enough now, hasn't it? So that's had a third, Ruth.
You come here.
Right, so I've got bossy boots now.
You've had enough. You haven't.
Marianne Jane says, your lives make my days bright. That's a lovely thing to say. And Marianne Arnizveski says, morning, Ruth and Rob.
Morning.
Jill says, how cute. Yvonne Helen says, oh, this is lovely. See, that's commitment, isn't it? That's committing to the teat. That's a great picture. It's got it looks like a racehorse when it's running its fastest. It's got flared nostrils and an intensity in its eye that could only involve food. Sue sent 100 stars. Hilary sent 50 stars. Yvonne says, happy Mother's Day to all animal mothers. And Michelle says, morning to you both. Claire says, morning to you, Ruth.
Morning.
Guy Martin says, morning, Ruth, from Jane and me, and a happy Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And Karen says, happy Mother's Day. And Jean sent 50 stars. Thank you to everyone. Jean used to drive horse boxes before power steering. Hard work, but loved it.
Absolutely.
Did you have power steering, Ruth?
I had some with power steering when I was younger. And
Yeah.
some without, but I used to have, my dad used to put me blocks on me so I could fit them over my shoes so I could fit to reach the pedals.
Alright.
Obviously in the days where there wasn't as many rules as there is now.
Yeah. So how many years did you drive wagons for then?
I think I started
That's had a third as well now. That.
officially or unofficially.
Well,
I
that's up to you how much information you want to divulge.
I started messing about with wagons, not on the road, but obviously in yards and whatnot, about, 10, 12? Just moving them forwards and backwards and stuff like that.
So just practicing on private land.
Just
Right.
moving them for my dad when he was loading them, and
Yeah.
we used to have an IAB crane that I used to operate as well.
Yeah.
But again, it's all changed now. You can't do any of that without license.
Without a ticket.
But then he died when I was 16, and one
Oh,
of the
dear.
things that I said.
So that's something, you've got something in common with my dad then, haven't you?
Yeah, very much so.
Mm.
And I always said to him that I would pass my test. That was something I did. So I passed it at 19.
All right. What, and then drove for Derek straight away?
But yeah, drove to Derek. Just obviously around the jobs that I did, I was already doing. Then I drove for another company, just hauling stuff about.
So that's what you talked about, just hauling stuff from box to box?
Yeah.
So box to box, a warehouse you'd refer to as a box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I much prefer the livestock moving because it is proper driving, because some of the places you've got to get into are not meant for wagons.
Mm.
And obviously moving around on docks and markets and stuff.
So when you refer to docks, that means there's a run of loading bays at most livestock markets, aren't there? And I know Derek will say, I'm just pulling up to the docks.
Yeah.
And it's a loading dock,
yeah.
isn't it? So Patsy's saying 2 bottles feed all 5 kids? Question mark. Yeah, because what we do, Patsy, we like to feed them small amounts often, so that they don't blow their bellies up.
Yeah.
Because they can get bloat.
If you look at, see if I can emphasise the point. That's only a little bit.
Yeah.
I know, sweet.
And already he's got a bit of a distended tummy.
Because we're greedy.
Oh, David, have you come to read to the kids?
I have.
Oh.
It was about, when I'd been the army, I got so far last night and then we had to go to bed. So, are you listening?
I think they prefer Ruth.
Oh, I'll
Go on then, Dave. Read us a chapter. A chapter's quite a long time, actually. Oh, you can't read it, can you? You haven't got your glasses.
My glasses, but I had a good bit in me. I've lost it.
Well, I hope there's more than one good bit in that book.
A bit of my good bit.
All right.
Are you interested?
So what David's got here is Cannon Hall Farm, past, present and future. It's just been released last Sunday. It made the Sunday Times Number 5 in the bestsellers list.
Yeah, I've got this one for my mother for Mother's Day.
That's thoughtful.
She might already have it. Do you want to read it?
I've got something. I've got to collect it in a bit. Jackie says, how many lambs were born last night?
I think.
Did you have to help any,
I
Dave?
went out at 2 o'clock.
Did you? Which
Yeah.
ones?
Well, it didn't end well, I'm afraid.
Did it?
No. Yeah. We lost. I didn't even start lambing it. We had a crisis with one of the ewes, and unfortunately, he passed away.
Did it?
Yeah. And it's a very well-known sheep as well, Rob.
What?
Panda lamb, I'm afraid.
Panda lamb.
We got there, she frothing at the mouth.
Oh, so she'd gone down with one lamb.
Yeah. And she were actually started giving birth as well at the same time.
Oh,
So
God.
within 5 minutes she was gone.
Oh God! So that's news to me as well.
Yeah.
So we've lost Panda lamb overnight, and that is
And she were carrying triplets.
a
of
devastating blow.
quads. So yeah, it wasn't a good
No.
start. That was 2 o'clock this morning.
Oh dear.
So
Right.
she'd had a couple. She had a big lamb as well. She did well, Kate. She just felt Panda lambs. You know, she started in labour. She had a little feel. It was a tight ring wound.
So did you get any lambs? Were any lambs born from
No,
that?
because they died
Right.
because you could see the smell was. Just,
So the lambs had died inside it, and
Yeah.
that caused. Right.
I would say it was like toxic. It was a bad.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Right. What a blow.
I
So
know. And that's farming, isn't it?
yeah.
You got your successes like these little ones, and your blows like last night.
Yeah. Katie says, "Oh no, not Panda."
Yeah.
And Libby says, "Can we possibly please start seeing lambing?" Question mark. Well,
We've just
Was
had
there
a big single.
have you?
But it had it by itself, didn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Oh,
she,
good.
she did it in.
Have you fostered one on?
No, because she'd had it by itself.
Ah,
She, you know,
right.
when we were talking to you on the phone, we were just telling you.
Yeah.
Jenny says, "Oh no, not Panda." It's a right blow. That one of my favourite sheep.
I know.
Jackie says, "I'm reading at the moment. I'm on Rob's chapter at the moment. It's a fantastic book." Helen says, "Oh no, not Panda lamb." Ellen says, "Not Panda lamb." "Oh no, poor Panda lamb," says Kathy. So we're having a bit of a shocker, aren't we? We've lost the little guy and we've lost Panda lamb all in the space of one day.
You lost a little what?
The little guy. The lamb. The little guy.
Oh, that little back one. Hello. This is
So-
like them two girls, what do we Millie and Primrose all over again.
Yeah. Oh no, they love climbing on you. Lie down, David.
No,
And just-
I knelt down the other day in a wet patch.
Did you? Yeah, we could do a bit more straw in here, actually.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just a little bit to freshen it up.
What are you doing?
Oh, my knees.
Well, you think, spare a thought for me getting up. They're like raising Titanic.
What are you doing?
So,
So Kathy says, just arrived, what's happened to Panda? David's just explained that unfortunately she started lambing, but the lambs had passed away inside her and she went into a crisis of energy and she must have had a heart attack and just died very, very suddenly.
Yeah, within 5 minutes when I got there, you know, and she, I mean, Kate was surprised when we walked back in the pen how she looked. Because
Caroline
she-
says, oh no, poor
she
Panda
sounded
lamb.
like that.
She didn't look happy in Kate's live last night.
Yeah.
Oh
So,
dear.
big shame.
Yeah. So, right. That is a blow.
Do you want to lift up? You stop
No, if you just hold, but don't knock it off, right?
I'll do my best not to knock it off.
Hello, little one. Hello. Oh, I'll put my string back on my glass as well, okay? The goat will be on.
I will finish the round.
Right.
Right, thank you very much, Ruth.
So,
No worries.
yeah,
So
now.
we're just learning about Ruth's HGV driving career, David.
All right.
And I'm saying yours.
Is there a book in it? Is there a book in it? Is there a chapter? Is there a chapter on the next one?
Might be a little bit like not meant for you to.
David's seduced by the idea of big greasy breakfast, big bars of chocolate and an open road where he can
Blast
put it
it.
back.
Did you ever watch Rubber Duck?
Yeah, convoy.
Yeah.
Oh,
The CB radio.
I know, the CB radio.
I've still got a CB.
And what was your handle?
I didn't have. I weren't that. I'm already
Yeah,
young.
yeah.
Didn't have a hand.
What,
Sorry for the.
I was Buck Rogers, you were Silly Chicken.
I was Silly Chicken, yeah.
Oh my word.
But we had a proper CB radio and an illegal one. It wasn't legal.
No, everyone had the illegal one just to be devils.
Yeah, it wasn't legal.
Illegal one.
We used to talk to people, didn't we? It was like randomers.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
pe-
you know, you
there
talk to
were.
all sorts, especially if we're doing it wagging like.
Yeah.
Yeah. They used to say, "Hello, I'm Silly Chicken. What's your?"
I've laid an egg, I've got to fly, so 10 till we do it again.
That's it, yeah. 10 till we do it again. We were obsessed with it, weren't we? We were actually obsessed. Well, I'm sick of this wind. Well, I don't, to be honest, David, I don't know. I know later this week it's going to be 19 degrees.
I thought it was starting on Sunday. So
Yeah, well, I think it's...
maybe after this wind, it might
Yeah.
the skies look too good.
Well, you know that once your wind has passed, it's always a lot quieter, isn't it?
Oh, when my wind's passed, it's like heaven on earth.
There's always that tranquil period. So, what's the plan?
And I'll get spruce and more straw. I'll put some of these singles on the
Ruth, do you want to drive truckle? And I'll walk up, save me getting in and out. So, we'll go up to the roundhouse, we'll have a look. So just to update people, we've had an absolute shocker. Panda lambs passed away overnight, suddenly. Sounds like a heart attack or some major organ failure. And,
Even me blood poisoning. It was horrible stuff.
yeah. And the little guy, the little black lamb, unfortunately didn't make it, so we've had a we've had a rotten day so far. But anyway, let's hope it gets better. I mean, there's quite a lot of lambs been born, isn't there?
Yeah, they're starting to grow nice.
Yeah. You know, I've been around them all this morning. I've topped up everything I thought needed it. Because they've not got loads of milk,
No.
but at least they've all been born successfully, haven't they? The one apart from Panda lamb.
But they wouldn't have been born successfully because they're growing.
Yeah. So sorry about the wind. Righto. I'm going to walk up through here just for a change of scenery because we're going to be a long time behind that road sweeper, I think. So, what do we do? Let's just have a look around the playground. We haven't been in here for ages, have we? A little bit of a jewel in the crown of the place, I think, these playgrounds now. It's hard to bounce into positivity, isn't it, after news like that? Had no idea. I went up there this morning, obviously I thought everything looked in reasonable order, you know, there were quite a few lambs born, they all looked well. A few needed feeding, which I did. But that must have been awful for Kate and for David to have to deal with. But as farmers, it happens. And it's more... Oops, I mean, she was no age, really, was she? She was born in lockdown, I think, or thereabouts. She'd be about 5 in her prime, really. Right, so yeah, it's like I said, it's hard to bounce into positivity when something like that has happened, and it's sloughened you a bit. So yeah, right. Let's march on because there's nothing else we can do. So we've had a new surface laid down by the Shire horses and the sand paddocks. So you'll be able to get round on mobility scooters and with prams with ease. So that's really pleasing. You know, we're really keen to make sure that everyone who visits the farm with mobility, increased mobility needs can get to as many places as we possibly can. You know, that's very important to us. As you can see, it's a bit blustery. Hopefully that's dropping, but it's bright and sunny, and it could be an awful lot worse. We're going to go to the roundhouse now. We've just had a a little bit of fun feeding the goats and spending a bit of time with them. And now we're going to go and check in on some of the new arrivals. We've got Muriel the cow, who is close to giving birth. We've got Daffodil the donkey, who's very close as well. So there's all kinds of different areas where things are happening on the farm. There's lots going on. There's all Gordon sheep and lambs out there looking absolutely fabulous. He'll be very grateful for this weather. As a livestock farmer, what you really want at turnout time is dry weather. His lambs are now hardened off. In terms of this bit of breeze won't be really bothering them. But it's a really drying wind, isn't it? Flipping egg. The ground will be drying by the minute. That's the climbing forest. That's just another playground that's available. This is a role play area for sort of toddlers. So there really is, I think, something for everyone. That's what we aspire to be. The place where, you know, grandma, grandpa, granddad can all have a great day out. You know, if someone likes the animals, someone likes the playgrounds. We've got the indoor play. We've got the retail therapy in the farm shop. We've got different restaurants, and we're actually in the process this week of opening a gelateria. Now, quite when the doors will open properly, I don't know, but we'll be making ice cream this week. We'll be honing our skills. We'll be perfecting our techniques. So yeah, we're embarking on an exciting new chapter as ice cream makers. So, right, let's have a look. So I'm still processing poor old Panda. I knew, you know, she'd been heavily pregnant, but I didn't see that coming. I think it's the fact she's such a known character, isn't it? These are super cute, aren't they? So these are a Dorset Down, Cross Dutch Spotted. Come on, little one. Let's have a look at you. She's a good mum, aren't you? Rona says, who gets the first cone? Not me. I'm determined not to start eating ice cream for a living. Anne says, me too, so easy. I had one from them. Everyone was so helpful. That must be the mobility scooter. So that'll make getting round on that a little bit easier, a little bit more comfortable. Helen says, I'm hoping the gelateria will be properly open for that. It definitely will, Helen. Donna says, I'm sat thinking about Panda, bless her. Exactly. And so, yeah, it's a hard one to process and then try and be upbeat and powering on. Alison says, Jill Paris, no, unfortunately, and Panda lamb. Jill says, what happened to Panda? Well, apparently, she started to lamb. It became obvious that the lambs had passed, that they died, and that the infection had obviously caused Panda to go into crisis, and now I can only imagine major organ failure. So that's an absolute sickener. Right, this is one of my favourite sheep. Panda was one of my favourite sheep. Come on, Flower. She's a pedigree Dutch Spotted, and she's an absolute unit, isn't she? And she's got two good lambs. She only milks on one side, unfortunately. So we need to find a foster mum for one of those. So that's a job. Two lambs there. There's one calling out here. You sort of, your ears get a little bit tuned into those noises. Climbing up there. Look. Just wondering what was caught. Maybe that you there. Maybe it was nothing. That's old Broken Ribs over there. We'll catch up with him. Just kick a bit of straw about while I'm walking around. So, these, right, was anyone here yesterday watching these two guys being born? This was drama. See if I can recount the story. David and I were up here. But I'll tell you what we were on. We were on, incredibly, we were on GB News talking about the book. Doing a live link on Zoom. So we were up here. And so windy. Come on. Come on, let's have you. Come on. Come on. Let's see you. So yeah, we were doing a live link on GB News. And this one started lambing. And Abby had a feel, Abby the vet student, and she says, don't feel just sort of normal. So David had a feel. And it was all a little bit tight and a little bit deep, and the white lamb was the first lamb, and he got ropes on the legs, and can you see how long its legs are, how long the body is, how big the lamb is? And it wasn't straightforward. He couldn't get the head to follow through the pelvis with the legs. It's like a giraffe, right? And I fed that not long ago, and it's wanting to feed again, aren't you? She's not got loads of milk yet. Come on, let's have a look at you. So, two big lambs. So anyway, David, he toiled and toiled. I don't know if anyone on here was here. And he couldn't get her. And in the end, he says, my arm's gone tired, have a go. And I put my arm in. And it was so tight, but I managed to get my hand around the back of its head. I'll show you my finger, look. That's my dodgy finger anyway, my wonky finger, look. That's the angle of it, because I broke it. I had to have it reconstructed. Right? There's pins and screws and all sorts in that. So I got that finger behind the head. David had got the rope still on the legs. And I said to him, right, just pull those ropes gently now. And that finger pressed between the lamb's head and the pelvis, and I nearly jumped out of the roof. It hurt. So I thought, oh God, it's bust my finger, it's broken it. I thought all them pins and stuff. But anyway, it hadn't. It had just skinned it. But the great news was that lamb came out. We got it, and then I tried to deliver the second one, couldn't get it. David went back in, got a rope round its head, delivered it, and incredibly and thankfully, they're okay. They're thriving and prospering. So yeah, all's well that ended well. Tina says yes, we were. Tina, were you there watching? Because it was a time of high anxiety and great concern. So, but thankfully, this girl, she just jumped straight up afterwards, as if nothing had happened, and she's eating, drinking. She's starting to make a little bit of milk now. Oh, David's kicking a bit of straw about.
Sorry, it's a bit dusty.
That's all right. It needs to be done. So yeah, just saying, to have got two good strong lambs like this out of that situation.
When I saw that white one up a couple of hours later, I thought, well, that's a good result there, wasn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't have expected. You know, when at our lowest ebb with both of them, you couldn't really have been confident they were going to live, could you?
The black one more than the white one. The white one did look pretty.
No, but prior to getting them born, I mean.
Oh yeah.
There were no guarantee they were going to come out.
First time this year, me absolutely numb.
Yeah.
You know, you had to take over and did a smashing job getting the first
Well,
one.
I think sometimes certain lambings suit certain techniques. Yeah. Don't you? You know, because you're good with ropes. Yeah. I'm more old school, and I'm good where the U's still got some push in it.
Even that new device, I can use it when I've got room inside. But when, I don't know if my arm's long enough or whatever, but it's very difficult to get it round the back of the head.
Yeah.
You know, you have to get it round the back of the head, both ears,
Yeah.
and you've got it.
Philip's very good with that, isn't he?
With the rope, I can like push it
Yeah.
when I'm inside, and I can get it where I want it.
Well, I
to
think
be.
as long as it comes out live, that's all that matters, isn't it? But we'll need to feed them throughout the day. She won't have enough milk to feed them for a
Oh,
while.
I know, big lambs, aren't they?
Yeah.
Looking good though, full tummy.
Well, I gave them both 3 this morning.
Yeah, well, they need it, the big lambs.
Yeah, at
See,
6 o'clock.
I mean, the good thing
5:30.
about that, it's a long lamb, but small, narrow head. You know, the shoulders are wide.
It was tight though, between
Yeah.
that pelvis. It was there wasn't room to spare.
Yeah. You don't need any more straw now, do you? I've got some in there and some in there.
Just I'll climb over it.
Oh, yeah. You want a bit for them, or is that all right?
I'll pull that from that side into that side.
I'm not going to put any hay in until tonight, Rob, because it's only going to. I want him to eat it down a bit, and then we'll move stuff around then. I could get. Do you want me to feed the racing sheep a bit here? But I'll get that from down bottom. Do you need a bucket? Yeah, I'll leave a bucket there, and I'll get the racing sheep here a bit.
2,000 people watching. Lorraine says, "Good morning, Rob and Dave. Hope you are well. Such a beautiful sight."
And a big happy Mother's Day to everybody. You know,
Yeah.
it's a blustery one, but it's a nice one.
There it just shows, doesn't it, the polar opposites of emotion. You know, to get those two born from a, you know, not hopeless but not overly hopeful situation. Look, went to see it go to feed, then realised they were knocked in and gave up.
Yeah.
And then to lose Panda Lamb out of the blue is such a shock. Rona says maybe someone could look for videos of Panda when she was a lamb to say before Facebook dumped them. Yeah, did everyone know all the Facebook live videos are going to get dumped?
That must be saving that company an absolute fortune.
Yeah. Lorna says sadly yes. So right, I'll
go back on my machine. I'll get a bit of hay for the racing sheep.
yeah.
And then I'm going to bring some nuts up for the entrance as well.
Oh yeah.
And then whatever's left I'll put inside.
Right.
That's my next job. You know, I'm going to produce something here, Rob.
Yeah, go on, Mystic Meg.
Ruth's already fed these.
Oh, stood with them?
Yeah.
No, right.
I'm going to go Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 sheep. You've heard it here first.
4 sheep on Tuesday and
4 sheep,
Wednesday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. Get your bets in at the bookies now. What's going to happen?
4 sheep for what?
It's a good bet. Out of these pedigrees.
Oh, right. Right.
1 on Tuesday.
I don't think they're laying odds on it, are they?
1 on Tuesday, 3 on Wednesday.
Right. So 1 on Tuesday, 3, right, so that's what David's saying. So these 8 or 9 pedigrees that's left, one of them's not in lamb.
I'm not saying that one.
I can go down to the mill actually next time we're heading down there. These, right, so just an update on this girl. This is the girl with no lambs that we've been using as our house cow. We've now taken the decision to put those 2 lambs, whose mum's only had 1 functioning teat, but they had 2 lambs, next door. She seems interested in them. They're feeding off her with our supervision at intervals of every 4 hours. And I think there's a really good chance that she will end up rearing them too. What do you think?
Really good chance.
Yeah?
It'll be magical, Rob, if that happens.
Yeah.
Magical.
Yeah. Patsy says that is horrible that Facebook is going to dump all the videos from everyone's farms. Well, I suppose ultimately, but it used to say forever, didn't it, when you press the button?
Perhaps there's a legal case to be had.
Well, it's one of them, isn't it? I suppose it's there.
But you can we can download
Their
them
platform.
to YouTube, can't we? Any that we really
I think
like.
you could save them onto something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can actually put them on YouTube, Rob. And then that's
So then YouTube might get fed up and dump them all. They're paid.
Oh no, but they get paid for views and stuff.
YouTuber have got must have a lot of servers to store all that data, mustn't they? Can you imagine?
So what I'm going to do, before I go, I'm just going to get a little bit of straw there, I'm just going to shake it out.
So, lots of empty pens here. Ready for the onslaught. Yeah, these could do a bit of straw down here, don't That's not... It's not the... There's a bit in that feeder, look. Yeah. I'd put a bit down bit door. It's a bit tacky. Right, that's Nelly. Crikey, I don't want to mention another named sheep now. Can't believe Panda's gone. And these girls are all carrying triplets. Yeah, you could do a bit more in here, couldn't it? So David is feeding the chickens.
I did that like, you know when the chefs do a little spoon?
Yeah. So David is just going around and just titivating the floor. Rosie says, only just joined, what's happened to Panda Lamb? Terrible news, Rosie. Panda Lamb has tragically passed away in the night with David and Kate at her side. So she'd gone into labour. The lambs had died some time before, and obviously the infection stroke crisis had caused her to go into major organ failure. So yeah, a real kicker. So we're just, and you know, this is what we do. These are all carrying triplets. The sooner these are born, the better, to be honest, because these are the ones who are under pressure. I should just give them a little bit more, Dave. I think just everywhere a little bit. Just they're all a bit, just a bit shabby. Not shabby, but you know, these girls are the ones under pressure, aren't you, Flowers? So we've been just going round. I said to Kate last night, just a couple of times in the night, just stand them up, and just make sure that that they're able to stand above all else, because there are things we can do. You know, you can give them twin lamb drench, you can give them calcium. All these things can literally be the difference between, you know, all they need to do now is get through the next week or so, and we're away, aren't we? You know. Come on, Flower. Are you all right? Come on, beauty. Come on. Yeah. So that's it. So David's giving them all a change of bedding, new sheets, clean sheets. Just kicking it about and just making sure that they're as comfortable as they can be. It's good straw, isn't it? I know it's dusty, but I'll still soon have something that shakes out like that. Yeah. Then cardboard. Yeah. So plenty of food, plenty of molasses, plenty of straw, plenty of hay. There isn't a lot else we can do other than keep a good eye. So David's saying one of these is lamb today.
You'll put it down there. Right, I'll... Right, I'll see you in a bit then.
Okay then.
Nice to see everybody.
See you later. Excuse me. So, that's my dad's own favourite. She's got 2 lambs, she's feeding them herself. She's doing champion. She's a real success story. She'd have said that, you know, I'm still nonplussed with Panda. I didn't see that coming at all. She's just struggling for milk a little bit. she's struggling for milk, so they're getting topped up. They'll come to it, you know, but at the moment they haven't got it. That's the one that's just been born. See, that's going to feed. It'll soon realise she's got no milk. I gave that 3 tubes at 5 o'clock. So they're ready for some more. She's ready to lamb. Can we have a look at you, Flower? A bit of straw down here for these. Try and make sure that wherever they are in the pen, they're very, very comfortable. Lovely straw. I'm a bit, a bit obsessed about straw being shook out and everything being just right. I think it's... I'll tell you what, Ruth, just let 6 of them walk out of here right gently if they'll. Just leave the door open. I'll tell you when to stop. There's just a few more in here than there is in that other. But it's just a matter of doing it real canny without upsetting them. So sometimes just leave the door open, they'll spot it. So Ruth's rattling a bucket. Hoping that'll tempt them through. We just want 6 or 8. They're on the march, look. I'll stop them, Ruth. I'll stop them when there's enough. Right. Try that. See what that looks like. Sorry. Please. So what we've done there, we've taken about 8 or 9 out of this pen, because this pen was a little bit more crowded than the big pen across the way. They've all got twins. It doesn't matter where they are really. They just want to have an equal amount of room to lamb. So hopefully that's evened things up a little bit. I've been meaning to do it for a day or 2. So Ruth's going to let them through now. So they're thinking, where have they gone? That's not fair. I bet they're getting more to eat than me. Let's put a bit of straw down here. Corners like that are places where there's a real chance that they're going to lamb. Whenever a ewe goes to lamb, it'll pick a place where it feels safe and comfortable. And quite often the corner of the pen is the place that they pick. So Ruth's deciding that hay is expired. What they tend to do, they pick out the best bits of the hay and leave the stalky bits. So she's chucking that away, and she's going to fetch some more leafy stuff for them to eat, because obviously the hay is important. It's a significant part of the nutrition. So bring a bit of straw for this one. Let's go. There we go. So they're all nice and tidy and ready to lamb when they're ready to lamb. So you can see that's the number in that pen now. She's emptying that cradle, just making sure everything's got straw in the pens. She just said fed Sapphire and Yorkshire Rose. Yorkshire Rose has stood up tall, isn't she? She can see over the door, look. Huh. And then this is the pen where we put the extras in. So there's still plenty of room in there. I think that's fine there. The 2 lambs that we lambed yesterday. I don't know if anyone saw that. Anyone was here. A black one and a white one. Big lambs. David got one, I got one. And we worked together as a team to get the lambs born, and that's what it's all about. No heroes, just teamwork. And that's when life works best, isn't it? See, there's still plenty of open spaces in there, so I think that's evened things up adequately. Right, I'm going to wash my boots, and then we'll move on somewhere else. So I'm just cleaning my boots, folks, so bear with me. I'm not going to the toilet, don't worry. Right. So, where should we head now? Isn't it? It'd be nice to go somewhere warm. I think there's David down here. I think David's brought the feed up to bag up for people visiting the farm. And today's going to be a busy day. Obviously, Mothering Sunday, people are choosing, or some people are choosing, to visit the farm. Maybe bring the mum if it's a place that's high up on a list of nice places to visit, and that's nice if that's the case, isn't it? That people come here on a special day, whether it's the birthday, Mother's Day, any of those days, to spend a day with the family and loved ones. Yep. Would you describe that as a safe load? Oh, nice. Good thinking. He's lowered it so you can see the exit sign. Them ferrets stink, don't they? Yeah, can you? Can you smell it? You stand here. They absolutely stink. Have you never heard the saying, you stink like a polecat? Well, that's what a polecat smells like. I wish you could smell it.
I'll have to smell it.
It's strong, isn't it? I think Muskie, I think if you could get a cologne like that, you'd never get a girlfriend again. I don't mean you. I mean, if an aspiring young man were to wear an aftershave like that, it wouldn't be...
It's the Old Spice of the farming world.
Yeah. That is not high karate, is it, that?
No.
Yeah.
Nice, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
I like looking at them on the night.
They're some of the best ferrets we've had.
Yeah.
And I don't mean you shouldn't have... Is that one burying? You shouldn't have favourites, I know that, but they're the most active ferrets we've had.
They'll not get through Dick's foundations. No way. Oh, hang on a minute, it's gone.
It's through next door. It's the Great Escape.
Those are the diggers, aren't they? The runters.
Yeah. Pat says, you're on my bucket list. I would love to visit the farm and meet everyone. Fabulous. Thanks, Pat. Yeah, what a sting. Okay. So, So we're on a mission, aren't we? We're going to do, I think, about 3 weeks in a row. Started yesterday. So it'll be like old times. It'll be going back to lockdown. I'm not saying I'm doing them. I think the plan is for me to do what I can and then ask for help where needed. So that's what we'll do. So sheep shearing, 24th of May to the 1st of June. We'll do all hogs for sheep shearing, Dave. You know the hogs down at the mill?
They'll be easy to shear.
Yeah. And they'll be ready as well.
Yeah. But you know what? I'd like to kind of shear them down there because if we're
Now I'm thinking for this.
I know, but if we're selling the wool, we need to keep it no straw.
But they'd be good to do for that job, wouldn't they? They'd be ready. School groups. If anyone's got a school, or if anyone's child goes to a school, or you're a teacher at a school, consider us for an educational visit. Falconry weekend, 21st to 22nd of June. The farm shop on order online, nationwide home delivery. So it's visit shop.cannonallfarm.co.uk for all your meat requirements, delivered to your door in temperature controlled packaging. So here's Dave with his trolley. Unless we're in a sheltered spot, it feels a little bit less. It's blowing again. Mandy Jane Batich sent 500 stars. Thanks, Mandy. And Gail says, yeah, we're loving the extra lives. Are you coming through or carrying? I got a stiff neck this morning.
Why?
I don't know. Why do you get a stiff neck sometimes? Just where you've been slept, I think. What's happened to the Swiss valleys? You never mention them anymore. That's from Carol. They're out in the fields, aren't they?
There's one that land down at the bottom.
Yeah, they're just out in the fields.
Yeah.
We will mention them again. We'll be lambing them again
Hang on a
at
minute,
October half term. Yeah.
I love them Swiss valleys, don't you?
Oh, thank you for mentioning them, Dave.
Yes.
That was timely.
Yeah. Look at this. Well,
I've just done it. Yeah. Gift vouchers. Right, if you in life find someone who looks at you like Davy's looking at his dinner
tell
there.
you what, that was a good dinner though. It was a good dinner.
Find someone who looks at you like Davy's looking at his dinner and you've cracked it. 2 courses, above 100 there on Friday night. 2 courses for 28, 3 courses for 32. Yeah, that's it. Snap! Right, and ice cream. Oh yeah, we talked about Tom told me off yesterday.
What?
He says, I was not going to promote it until I were ready. I went in the gelateria yesterday, and he says, well, no, he just didn't want to. He didn't want people turning up and being disappointed if they're not quite open yet.
We've always been open.
Yeah, but we haven't even made any yet. The equipment's.
Been on a course.
I know it's been on a course, but the equipment's being fitted tomorrow and Tuesday, so it won't be before Wednesday before they start making any ice cream.
What's it?
So, well, it can't be because not everything's plumbed in yet. So. Helen says definitely, but only when my partner will pay for it, lol. And Jill says great photo, Dave, lol.
Right then, I shall carry on.
Some of it smells nice.
We'll have to try and get a podcast done this week though.
Yeah, if anyone's been listening to the
Jules will
podcast,
be up, won't
yeah, Jules does. I mean, he doesn't like laking, does he?
And there's like you only got to do camera angles when Jules is doing it.
And that's absolutely free.
Yeah.
Right, no cost involved. Listen to the podcasts if you're interested in what we've been up to.
Right then. You know what? If all libraries in England would buy that book, that'd be free as well.
Yeah, I wonder if it does exist in libraries.
Who knows?
Sheep shearing,
Right.
falconry, coffee and cake. Right, see you later. And then Cannon Hall Farm, past, present and future. Grand. So the roof is being fixed, hopefully before it rains, and that's a new roof. they're over skinning it with another layer of insulation. So that's really pleasing. It means that there's none of the disruption for inside. You know, the internal finishings remain unaltered, and we get the benefit of extra insulation and a weatherproof outer skin. Morning, Paul. And so that's really pleasing. So we're just trying to make sure that that all the infrastructure of the site is in good order, and that everything is as it needs to be. Shut them gates. So the dog cafe is receiving customers. Look, there's people coming down now. People are arriving. It's you know, it's starting to happen. Mother's Day is always a busy day. Good morning. Morning. It's always a busy day. People come for breakfast. They'll you know, it's a special day and a special occasion. So this is the new gelateria, Nonna Mia Gelato, right? And that means my nana, and it's in tribute to the fact that Julie, my wife Julie's nana, arrived in Laban in North Yorkshire, unable to speak English, with a name tag tied to a luggage, to live with her mother-in-law in Midland, and she met Julie's granddad while he was serving in the forces in Italy, fighting for king and country, and they met, they married, they came back, and the rest is history. And she was a lovely person, and wonderful to pay tribute to her in this way. So Tom will tell me off again for coming in, because it's obviously, you know, the workers are still, I don't know if they're coming in today or not, but the gist is, you know, a lot of the there's the banquette seating all to go in, there's tables and chairs to arrive, there's all the counters to fit, and the ice cream production machinery's in here, it just needs fitting. But one of the focal points is that Instagram seat with the sign there, Nonna Mia Gelato, and then the lemon tree, the lemon tree which comes up from that pot and ordains the roof space with these lemons and leaves. And then there's all the light fittings at either side. It's, you know, it's going to be a cool space, isn't it? This is all the kit to make the ice cream. Can't tell you what the investment is for this. It is significant, but we're using milk from our neighbours, milk from the hills, milk from our neighbours just up the road, 4 miles away. So the food miles on our ice cream is going to be kneeling on. Cases, what a great addition to the farm. And is the gelato Farmer Tom's project, says Ewan Griffiths? Absolutely is. And Amy says, it's beautiful. It does look beautiful, doesn't it? I think. And he was a bit cross with me for coming in here yesterday. So what have I done coming again? And he just didn't want everyone. But I think people will understand. It'll be open when it's open. And hopefully, you know, back end of next week with half a chance. But we'll see. We're also filming springtime next week. So Helen's coming down, Jules is coming down, JB's coming down. We're going to have loads of fun. Hopefully celebrate the animals, who are the stars, and have a great time at the same time. But and then this is going to be where you can buy ice cream and ice cream related desserts. This is a dessert station with like bain-maries, you know, and there'll be like brownies and ice cream with brownies and all, you know, all them kind of things. 24-pan gelato. I can't tell you how much that was. You know, there's some money gone in here, but hopefully it'll be, you know, it'll be worth it with the enjoyment that people have from, you know, and we're buying the inclusions from the very best places, and we've had training from the best in the business. So I know it's, you know, I know it'll work because we've got people working very hard and trying very hard to make sure that it does. So there we go. The workmen will be here soon, and work will continue on getting it ready as quickly as possible. So let's have a look in the white bull, because I'm sure the white bull will be a place of, you know, there'll be tension in that kitchen, won't there? There's got to be. You can't expect to cope on a day like today without there being, you know, pre-match nerves. I suppose the anticipation of a busy service is important because you want it to work well, you want it to go well, and it only goes well if you try hard and prepare for it. So this is the calm before the storm. The kitchen, no doubt, will be prepped up to the max. It'll be ready. Morning, Shauna. Morning, Tom. Morning, Lewis. And we're here, aren't we? And this is the dog cafe. So this is where we welcome people to bring the dogs and to, you know, which are the best friends, aren't they? You know, ultimately, or they can be the best friends. So. And as you can see, it's a polished concrete floor, and yeah, somewhere that we're very proud of, and that we think does a really good job for the dog owning community in the area. Tom is the dog cafe manager. So hello to Tom. Some of you, I'm sure, will recognise him. He also, you might see him at the supper club on a Friday night. But this is your main vocation, Tom. Are you expecting a busy day today? Yeah. But yeah. And so, does Mother's Day? Do more people come out with the dogs on Mother's Day, do you think, than normal, or is it?
This is the first Mother's Day in here.
Right.
But yeah, I think it's going to be a nice busy day. But we've got outside, umbrellas up.
Yeah, so the umbrellas are up outside. Tom also looks after the ice cream shack out there, and there's going to be a change across there, Tom, because the ice cream that we make in Nonna Mia's is going to be sold in that shack as well.
Yeah, looking forward to that. So the staff's looking forward to tasting it as well.
All right.
We do promise a few samples. So.
Well, joking apart, I think it's important that you do all try it.
Oh yeah.
And if you try it and enjoy it, hopefully you'll be able to tell people how good it is.
Well, that's the idea, and obviously new staff as well, they get to see how it's made as well. So we're looking forward to seeing how it's made. So when they're working there, they can explain it a little better to customers. So.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Tom. We wish you well in your endeavours today, because it will be busy. And these guys are at the front line, at the sharp end of the job, and it's not easy, is it? When you're dealing.
You get like a little bit of a buzz in the finish.
Yeah.
The buzz is good. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Today's good.
Yeah. So Tom says busy is good, so that's good, and it's the right way to think. So there's all kinds of sweet treats available in the counter as well, and soon there will be Nonna Mia's ice cream. So yeah, that's there's pictures of us and our dogs adorning the walls, but there's also one of my dad, Katie and me all riding Shire horses. I'm not sure that'll ever be seen again. And David with Ted the bull, taking him for a walk like he was his old spaniel. We've got books on sale. How do you do? Right, I saw we'd gone into crisis, so I've come straight out and managed to get 4G up and running again. Morning, Linda. So yeah, we're back in the game. So we've still got 1,600 people watching, so that's good. Gail says, my son has autism assistant dog and never goes anywhere without him. So Love Canal Farm for helping people have somewhere I can't get that to expand. Somewhere to eat that allows dogs. Well, so many people now, the dogs are just such a part of their lives, aren't they? They're literally, you know, they're a loved one, and we need to accommodate them, and I'm proud that we do. So, the Tin Box Pizza Company, Bake at Home, Wood-fired pizzas stocked here. They were handing out samples yesterday in Farm Shop. I nearly thought I'm going to have my dinner here. But I decided that I wouldn't, because I'd promised myself a bacon sandwich. So that was the choice I'd made. I think it's going to be bacon sandwich again today. I've got a chicken stir fry for tea, so I'll be saving calories there. Hiya, Jack. You all right? Good. Hiya, Rob. How are we doing? Ah, not so bad. Not so bad. So, chicken thighs, $9.99. Chicken breast, $19.99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3. So 10 of them, less than £2 a piece. And a lot of these items are all available on 3 for $15. So ribs of beef looking good. Everything looks good. Flat ribs, I'm going to try them. How would you cook them, Jack? Long and slow. So like a pressure cooker or just a really slow roast? So Jack's recommending lumberjack seasoning. Let's have a look at this. Smokehouse beef, Louisiana Cajun, hot buffalo. I'd go for hot buffalo. And then, have you tried these, Jack? Are they good? Yeah? What do you recommend? Cowboy butter. Right. Oliver is the son of Dick. Dick the Builder. Those of you who watch regularly on here will know that Dick has done many things in his life that are really good. And producing Oliver is right up there amongst the best of them. So, yeah, it is a great asset. And I'm sure Jack would agree, a great asset to the business, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Brilliant. So, lumberjack seasonings. They're something that I will be trying. You heard it first from Oliver. What did he say? Apple butter. No, what butter was it? Cowboy butter, right. So we need to find some... Oh, cowboy butter seasoning, right. That's what we need. So, lumberjack seasonings, here we come. That's going to be my tea in the very near future. So, not only do we have meat, we have plenty of veg. So you can have whatever you want. We've got Amalfi lemons, $5.99 a kilo. Direct from Italy, and apparently they are lemons like you've never tasted before other than being in Italy, so well worth eating apparently, according to my wife Julie, who says there's something a little bit special. We've got milk from the hills, who are going to be sending us the milk on a daily basis to produce our gelato ice cream, so we're very proud about that. Supporting a really great local farming family business, and we're partnering with them. They're our neighbours up at Mill Farm. They're only 4 miles from here, and we're very much looking forward to our journey in ice cream and milk with these guys. They're just the right fit for us, and hopefully we're the right fit for them. Nigel is prepping meticulously. He's working away there, waiting for a customer, and he'll be there to help them as soon as they need it. So lemon and chili chicken kebabs. You don't have them tandoori ones anymore, do you? Could you do them if I wanted them though? All right. So yeah, if anyone who wants anything, Nigel's saying, just ask. So tandoori would be. I think they're really nice. Them. So these lads are all putting on a wonderful display of farm produce, and we've also got fish. We've got samphire. Morning, Andy. We've got salmon. We've got. Let's have a look. Hodgson's North Sea smoked kippers. Hodgson's North Sea naturally smoked kippers. Plain smoked mackerel. Peppered mackerel. We've got dressed crabs, we've got cod loin, we've got samphire, we've got tuna steaks, we've got salmon fillets, we've got sea bass fillets, we've got more salmon, and we've got line caught haddock fillets. Wow. Fantastic. Right, and then these are these pizzas, aren't they? Tin Box Pizza Company, and apparently they taste just like if you've gone to, to a a high-end pizza takeaway. They've got sourdough crust, and that's what you want. Something with a proper crust. The crust makes the pizzas, and hopefully people will be impressed with those when they try them. Gluten-free pies, gluten-free quiches, all sorts of stuff. We've got sausage rolls to bake at home and pretend you've made them yourself. The same applies to the pork pies. We've got turkeys, we've got turkey breasts, we've got all kinds of stuff. We've got cards, we've got vinegar, we've got biscuits, we've got jam, we've got apparel, and we've got Mother's Day gifts and stuff. All kinds of stuff that you might want to buy as a little prezi. Lots of ridgeline jumpers, flat caps, and it's it's a nice wander. It's a nice experience. There's coffee available up here. I'm going to take my mother a coffee down when I finish this broadcast, yeah, gin, wine, beer, sweets. Quite loud music, so I better move away from that. We don't want to lose the video, which can happen. So you can see here some of the clothes that we've got available. I can definitely recommend that. They're so comfy. Morning, and they're great. Cannon Farm shopping bags. There's all sorts, isn't there? If Cannon Farm's your thing, then we'd like to think we've got you covered. So we're obviously a tourist destination, a tourist attraction, but we're also, a local shop for people. People will come here for their everyday essentials, and if wine is an everyday essential, we've got you covered. and cakes and cheese and continental meats and olives and milk and dairy and yogurts and Longley Farm stuff. More cakes, more sweets, more coffee, more tea, Yorkshire tea. That is the tea of my choice. And yeah, wonderful ready meals. A big credit to all the chefs. Good morning. And pork pies and lasagnas and pastas and sausage in Yorkshire puddings and scones. Hiya, Kath, you alright? Yeah, good, thanks. Hiya, Bruce. So we've got warm sausage rolls, we've got tea cakes, we've got sourdough bread. Morning, Ian, I'm alright, lad. We've got 3 cheese sourdough. That's the one I'd probably go with. The White Bull sourdough, it's got a great crust. And then we've got the tin loaves as well, if a tin loaf is what you're after. So Caroline Jameson, we're on holiday in Wales and having Cannon pork and leek sausages for brekkie. Excellent. So maybe they've been brought by means, or maybe you took them with you, or perhaps they were bought by means of the website. Morning, Michelle. You alright? They look great, don't they? Right. I'm taking my mother a pork pie for Mother's Day. Will, could I have a large pork pie for my mother, please? She'll smash that for her breakfast. So, baked this morning. What could be nicer? Thanks, Will. Thank you. So, would you like any of these? I'll tell you what, just so my dad's not left out, can I take him an Eccles cake? Yeah. I don't want him fighting. I know it's not Father's Day, but really, with a dad like we've got, it's Father's Day every day. No. Anne could eat a meat and potato pie. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Very much.
So I'm armed with treats. I'm going to go and get her a coffee as well. Jan, can I leave these with you? I'll come back and pay for them when I finish this brog. Right. So, I've got my goodies from my parents. I'm going to go and get my mum a coffee. And so I suppose we're probably at a point where we can say cheerio. We're back again tomorrow morning, aren't we? So we're on our marathon stint of daily live broadcasts. Good morning. And yeah, we're celebrating the book. We're celebrating meeting up with Jules and Helen and JB Tuesday to Friday next week. So that's going to be exciting. So I'm going to say bye for now. So thank you very much for tuning in this morning. Super sad news about Panda. I had no idea, and obviously that's a massive blow. It's properly sloughing me. The little guy we've lost as well, but there've been many more things that have been successful. You know, many more new arrivals. But you can't get away from the fact it's a kick in the teeth, it's a punch in the guts, and it just brings home the you know what this farming life can be. You know, the highs, the lows, the peaks, the troughs. But you've got to roll your sleeves up and carry on, and that's what we will have to do. So thank you for watching. See you again tomorrow morning at 7:30, and a big cheerio and happy Mother's Day from me, and hope you have a wonderful day, whatever you're doing and wherever you are. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.